What's up guys, Nick here with VanCan, and this is a really exciting day because it's new bike day. Well, actually it's just bike reveal day because I've had this bike for like a week now already, but I haven't shown you guys. And just to remind you guys, the last video, hopefully you watched, was when I went bike shopping. And what were my choices? The Rocky Mountain Slayer, the Specialized Enduro, the old Specialized Enduro, the Da Vinci Spartan, the Santa Cruz Nomad, and the Santa Cruz Mega Tower. I think that's everything. Those were all the bikes that I could choose from. Basically, I wanted a new enduro bike that I could ride the North Shore on, that I could race the EWS on, that I could do some more enduro races on, and that I could just ride around all the time, basically as my main bike. And, well, okay, wait, before I show you my new bike, what bike do you think I got? Just pause it right now. Okay, did you figure it out? Okay, well, I'll show you my new bike right now. Oh, okay, that's kind of far away. There it is. I got the new Specialized Enduro, the 2020. Okay, so here it is. My new bike, the 2020 Specialized Enduro Expert. I got a size S4, which I think is either like an extra large or large. I mean, basically the reach is 484, I think, and I'm about 6'1", so if you're looking to get a bike, that's what I like. I like them kind of long, I like them a little bigger, but that's what it is. So it's a 29er, and let's start up in the front here, just with a few of the specs. So we got the Fox 36 Performance, we got the Roval? Let me know in the comments how you're supposed to say that. 29-inch carbon rims so far. These are my first carbon rims I've ever used. Really liking them. I've got the Butcher 29 by 2.6 tire up front here with the Gripperton compound. I'm more familiar with Maxxis and its naming scheme, so very specialized. And we have a DT Swiss 110 hub, I think, up front. I mean, front hubs are kind of boring. It's black, it works, it's smooth, it's good. And already we can see the two things that I've done to customize my bike, which are this little, can you see it here? Zoom. So you can see it here, this little flappy bit here. I just put these little fenders on, just helps keep the mud from flying up into the, onto you and onto the bike. Pretty much put them on every bike. This is just, I don't even know what the brand is. Basically it's just a piece of plastic. It's in there, folds into a fender, zip tie it on, you're good to go. So that's one thing I always do to my bikes. And here's the other thing that I always put on my bikes, which you can only tell because of this little valve here. It says Cushcore on it because I've got Cushcore in my tires. Now they did send me these tire inserts, but I really love Cushcore. If they didn't send them to me, I would just go out and buy them. But that's another thing that basically, I get the bike, I put in Cushcore. Now up front, there's nothing too fancy going on. I have the Specialized bars. Don't really know the spec on them. They're black. 800 mil wide, is that the standard? If that's what the standard is, that's what it is. And the same with the Specialized stem, nothing too special about it, it's black. And a big thing for me when it comes to bars and stem is really how they look. I don't love how the Specialized stem and bars look. Probably gonna go with something like a race face or the Chromag, but really not a huge issue for me. For brakes, we're running the SRAM code RSCs this time. I had the codes on my Capra, I really liked them, and I've got codes on this. Again, I really like them. They stopped me. Not much else they're supposed to do. All right, one of the big selling features of this bike, which I know you can do to other bikes, this has the SWAT system in the stem, which is, let's see if I can get this open. Little tool in there. Just means you don't have to have a big bag with tools in it. Just stuff it in there and away it goes. I really like that. I know that companies like 1UP do something like that. Yeah, this should just be on every bike. It's just so handy. One of the things that really drove me crazy about my Capra was that it didn't have a water bottle cage. Now, I didn't think it would bother me when I had it, but now that I do have a water bottle cage, I don't need to carry a bag. I can just put a water bottle in here. You know what? I can't live without it now. So I'm really excited. I have a water bottle cage. And, well, this didn't come with the bike. I bought this Fox water bottle because Fox supports Paul the Punter, so I support Fox. And I mean, it's a nice water bottle. Can't go wrong with black. Little Fox on there. Neat. Okay, and we can't forget about this. Probably one of the biggest selling features for this bike is the SWAT box. You just pop that open and you got a little box that you can, you know, stuff food, tools, and whatever you need in there. That's just so handy. Every bike should have a little storage container. Not having to ride with a bag has been just so nice. I really don't want to go back to ever riding with a bag, even a hip pack. I can never do this when I'm trying to show someone. If I'm alone, ooh, first time, every try. 60% of the time, it works every time. Okay, and for my saddle, I just have some Specialized saddle, which is actually super comfortable. More comfortable than whatever one came on my Capra. This one just fits my butt nicer, I guess. And then we have the X-Fusion dropper post. Before I was using the P&W dropper post. This one came with a 170mm X-Fusion dropper post already, and so far I really like it. It's super smooth, and if it makes it through the winter and it's easy to surface, well, then I'll say I'll love it. But right now, it's really good, but of course, it's brand new. And so another big selling feature I think of this bike is the linkage in the back here. This is all new designed, same as they have on the Demo 8, Specialized's downhill bike. And so far, I really like it. I mean, I'm not exactly a bike connoisseur. Could I tell you, which linkage was the best at what? Probably not. So far, they're all pretty good to me. This one also just feels good. I do notice a lot less bob when I'm pedaling compared to what Capra, whatever kind of linkage that is. So good job, Specialized, I guess. And then also back here for the rear shock, I have the Fox DPX2. Yeah, also fine. I had rock shocks before on my Capra, and now I have Fox front and rear here. Yeah, not too big a difference between the two. Hopefully I don't get too many hate comments for dropping that bomb. RockShox and Fox are fine. They're both good. It's okay. All right, and way down at the bottom here, we have the SRAM Descendant cranks, 30-tooth Eagle chainring, I guess. Some sort of 12-speed SRAM chain, and some sort of chain guide. I don't know which brand it is. Little black plastic one. The one thing I don't like is that there's no bash guard on this. I did use it quite a bit on my Capra, and I use it on my 2S, and I'd like to probably put one on. Gotta save the chain and chainring. All right, another thing that's custom to my bike is the pedals, because, well, the bike doesn't come with pedals, so I buy my own, and I like going with the 1-Up pedals. I'm not sure if they have an actual name or not, but I really like them. They're big, they look nice, and they feel pretty good. This is actually my third pair now. I seem to be going through them a little too fast, but I like them so much, I just bought them again anyway. So, those are my pedals. Okay, but there is one catch with this bike. Since this is a brand new linkage design, maybe all the flaws aren't worked out just yet. I have been warned that because there's kind of this little area, there's a little shelf in here that opens up when the suspension is compressed. If a rock gets in there, I guess it just crushes the rock into your frame, and well, that could be a hole, and that could be just bad news. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen to me. We'll see. Maybe this clip I'll use in the future as some sort of my frame's broken video, and I was really hoping it wouldn't happen. But I've been warned, I took the risk, I really like the bike, so I'm hoping it's really not that big of an issue, but we'll find out. Another thing that's nice about Specialized is that this frame is pretty much exactly the same as their S-Works frame, the very, very top of the line one. The only difference is that this little piece of the linkage here is aluminum instead of carbon. I think it adds like an extra 200 grams or something. Not a big deal when I have definitely more than 200 grams of weight I could lose. So that's okay, and pretty cool that the frames are pretty much all the same, even their very top end bike versus their entry-level bikes. Although this is the second from the top, but still cool. Okay, so back here for the drivetrain, we have the SRAM Eagle setup with a GX cassette and an X01 derailleur, and that's pretty much most of the bike. Oh, I should mention, there is this sort of specialized, what would you call it, chain protector, and it has this little grooves here. It's supposed to make it so the chain slap isn't so loud. Yeah, this bike is pretty quiet. I have noticed that it is super smooth, and I think part of the reason is this little lumpy bit. I think a few companies do this now, like Santa Cruz, but I think Specialized started it. Either way, not a big deal. Cool bumpy thing, keeps your bike quiet. Okay, so there is one thing on this bike that I can tell you that I don't like already, and I knew I wasn't gonna like it when I bought the bike, and that's the DT Swiss 370 hub. It's a 3-pole hub with just not very many engagements, so there's a lot of slack in between where you pedal and where the hub actually engages. I had an E13 hub with only, a 6 degree, whatever it's called, the amount of this that happens before the hub engages, and I really, really like that. Once you have good hubs, it's so hard to go back. And in my BMX background, I had profile hubs, which is just like the best hubs you could have. They're loud, there's good engagement. I loved them so much. And now having this DT Swiss 370 again, it's like, it's so hard to go back. So hopefully I'm going to change that out soon. It's not the end of the world, it's just slightly annoying. But that detail about the bike I could have told you before I even bought it. I knew I wasn't gonna... No one likes less engagement. Yeah, but it's fine. Alright, so that's my new bike. I think that's pretty much everything you would want to know. Oh, actually, there's a few more geometry things. I think the head angle is super slack at like 63.9 degrees. I mentioned the reach was 484. It's a 29er, it's long, it's slack, and it's definitely a little more downhill oriented, which is okay with me. The uphill is just for getting me there. Now, I've only had a chance to ride this bike for, like I said, about a week or two, so I'm not ready to give you, all my thoughts just yet. But so far I really like it, and my next video, I think we'll do sort of like a first ride impressions, or first week of impressions, or first general impressions. Anyways, how I like the bike, how it compares to my Capra, and basically, you know what, I'll probably explain why I bought this bike instead of buying another YT, but that'll all come in the next video when I really get a chance to test the bike and see every little detail and see how it feels on all the trails I usually ride. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and answer all of them. And let's get some riding in. Okay, let's go.